What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So in today's video, I got an interesting topic for you guys. I want to ask you guys the question of what team has been the most disappointing so far in the NBA playoffs. Now, in my honest opinion, 3 teams come to mind. Those teams are the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the LA Clippers. Now, the reason I say that is because, to me, in my honest opinion, all these teams had potential to make it to the finals, to make it at least to their conference finals, but they all underachieved. Now, in this video specifically, I will bring the narratives to you guys on exactly what caused these teams to fail, and at the end I'll ask you guys which team you feel like was the most disappointing in the playoffs so far. But without further ado, let's go through these teams and I'll give my thoughts on all of them. Let's get it. Alright, so to start off, I want to start off with disappointing team number 1, and that is the LA Clippers. Now, over the NBA regular season, the LA Clippers have been load managing their star player, aka Kawhi Leonard. And you would expect, for all the load managing they did over the regular season, that Kawhi Leonard would stay healthy. But unfortunately, he only played one postseason game, and after that, it was a wrap. So, with that being said, me personally, I find that very disappointing that for a team to load manage their star player so that he can be healthy for the postseason, he ended up getting an unfortunate injury. He tore his meniscus, and it was a wrap. And like I said, I find that very disappointing, and to make matters worse, another narrative that we have heard over these last 4 years since Kawhi has been on the Clippers is that this team has potential to make it to the finals, and so far it hasn't materialized at all because injury after injury after injury after injury. But to get back to the main topic at hand, this Clippers team, as we know, they're very deep. They have a lot of good defenders and things of that nature. But for this series, I know Kawhi and Paul George, they weren't there. But for this series, they were kind of getting cooked by Devin Booker. Now, I will switch over so that you guys can see this. But as we can see, Devin Booker pretty much cooked them the last 4 games. Devin Booker cooked them in game 2, cooked them definitely in game 3. He cooked them in game 4 as well, and he cooked them in game 5 definitely. And I'll show you guys the stats for game 4 so you guys can see exactly what Devin Booker did to him. So he did score 30 points in game 4 too. So he pretty much cooked them every game. And like I said, I find this very disappointing, not only because of the load managing and the unfortunate injury of Kawhi, but also because, like I said, this team has a lot of solid defensive players, and it just didn't pan out. They couldn't really slow down Devin Booker at all. So, definitely a disappointing team. And with that being said, let's move on to the next team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the reason I'm very disappointed in this Cleveland Cavaliers team is because they don't really have an excuse. I'm going to say it again. They don't really have an excuse. For a team like the LA Clippers, they can at least say, oh, our best player got injured, aka Kawhi Leonard. For another team who will be coming up on this list, aka the Milwaukee Bucks, they could say, oh, our best player got injured. Giannis got injured. But for a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers, there's no excuses. They were fairly healthy. They were the 4th seed going against a seed that's slightly lower than them in the 5th seed. And to be honest, they didn't put up much fight at all. And to make matters worse, that last game, that game 5, I gotta show you guys this. That game 5, let's take a look at this right here. For you to have 2 7-foot centers in Evan Mobley and also Jared Allen, this can't be happening. I'ma just keep it real. This can't be happening, bro. 18 rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. 18, bro. He was so fucking dominant in this last game. And I just find it crazy, bro. I find it so crazy that Mitchell Robinson out-rebounded 2 7-foot centers. But, man, besides that, another thing I do want to call out is just the coaching, man. To me, it's like they didn't make any adjustments. They really didn't. And it really just showed because, like I said before, to be honest, this Cleveland Cavaliers team, they really didn't have too much fight in them. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, he got hills every now and then, but for the most part, he was getting kind of locked up as well. Another person I definitely want to put on notice is Darius Garland. Darius Garland had one good game, and besides that, he disappeared. He was nowhere to be found. And it's crazy because for my prediction for this series, I really thought that it would go to game 7 because, you know, these teams I really thought matched up well. Like, you got 2 7-footers in Evan Mobley and also Jared Allen. I thought they matched up well against, you know, Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. But ironically, they didn't even need Julius Randle. Julius Randle had a trash series, and they still got cooked. I'm going to say it again. The Cleveland Cavaliers, even with one of the New York Knicks star players, a.k.a. Julius Randle, they still got cooked. So, yeah, that's definitely crazy to me. And I already know the excuse that most people gonna try to pull. They gonna say, oh, it's a young team. But regardless, man, there weren't enough adjustments made. And damn, man, it's just disappointing. Like I said, it's just disappointing that this team didn't really put up too much fight. Whenever the Knicks would go on a run, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they didn't really have too much fight, and it's just sad. But let's talk about this last team that I definitely found very disappointing this year, and that is the Milwaukee Bucks. So, where do we start, man? Where do we start? The Milwaukee Bucks were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and they literally just lost in embarrassing fashion to the 8th seed Miami Heat. Now, I know the excuse is going to be Giannis was injured, and I understand that. It's same with the LA Clippers. I understand that Kawhi was injured, but for them to lose in the fashion that they did, for Mike Budenholzer to not make any adjustments, to not use timeouts wisely, and to take out, I'm going to say it again, to take out Brook Lopez on that final play, it's crazy to me. For them to not have no size in the paint on that final play, it's crazy to me, once again. And man, another thing to note. For Giannis to miss how many free throws he missed, it's crazy to me. For him to be scared to go to the free throw line and almost turn the ball over when he passed it to Chris Middleton, It's crazy to me. All I can say is this was a crazy choke job, and like I said, it's sad because if Giannis would have just made his free throws, I think he only shot like 42% from the free throw line over this playoffs and especially in this game. If he would have just made some more free throws, they would have won this easily. But the choking was real. It wasn't just Giannis. Like I said, it was Mike Budenholzer, another player who's highly overrated, aka my boy Drew Holiday. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm going to say this, Drew Holiday, he is highly overrated defensively and offensively. Everybody talking about Drew Holiday, the best defender in the league. It's fucking cap. Jimmy Butler cooked Drew Holiday. And we see it in the stats, man. Let's take a look at it. 35 games in the first game. The Bucks won the second game when Giannis wasn't there. But then it just continued. Jimmy Butler, 30 points. Jimmy Butler, 56 points. Crazy game right here. And Jimmy Butler, 42 points. And like I said, I feel like the reason Jimmy Butler really, just cooked them so much is just because there weren't any adjustments, man. For most of this series, they had Drew Holiday guarding Jimmy Butler, and that shit just wasn't working, bro. It wasn't working. Me personally, I would have had Giannis guarding him for the games that Giannis did play. I would have had it man-to-man, try not to get his man no space. If you need to double him. But it's unacceptable for Jimmy Butler to score 56 points in this game 4 and then follow that up with 42. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. If anything, I would have tried to lock that man up. And then, as we know, the Bucks, they usually play that drop defense, and that shit just wasn't working, man. The Miami Heat, they were hitting their shots. Jimmy Butler was definitely taking advantage of that drop coverage and hitting his middies. And it's just sad, bro. They were the number 1 seed. I never in my life would have thought that the number 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks would be out in the first round. I couldn't have predicted this. I'm sure y'all couldn't predict this. And it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But hey, out of these 3 teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Milwaukee Bucks, and also the LA Clippers, which team you feel like was the most disappointing? Me, it's really tough between the Cleveland Cavaliers and also the Milwaukee Bucks. But I think I might go with the Bucks just because they were the number 1 seed. Like, come on, man. And then that last game, it just put a sour taste in my mouth. But, hey, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on motherfucking notifications for all the good quality videos. And I'm out. Peace.